we're going to actually write some HTML. So do this along with me as I talk. Pause as you go. So right now, this page has an emphasized word. This is a cloud change. Now this is not semantically marked up, and as we know, HTML is about semantics. So right now, if somebody who is blind is using a screen reader, what the screen reader will do when it loads this page is it will say, "Hello world, this is a cloud change." And it won't actually emphasize the word cloud. So what we need to do is use HTML to mark this up so that a screen reader will know that it's emphasized text, and it'll say, "This is a cloud change." It'll actually emphasize, it'll change the way that it says the word cloud. Okay? So the way to do that in HTML is with the emphasize tag, which is EM. So go ahead and put EM around it. Now also, it's rude to shout on the internet, and all capitals indicates shouting on the internet. It just looks tacky. So let's make it lowercase as well. Now this way, we're not changing our content with presentational stuff and with semantic stuff. We're putting the semantics into the HTML where it belongs instead of in our content, and then we can make it look the way we want later with CSS. We'll get into that later though. So make this change and save it. So pause as you go and do this along with me. So after you've saved it here, you should see when you reload this page, same exact page, hello.html, same one we've been working on, it changes. It's now HTML emphasized. So you'll see that it is italic. Now EM is not exactly the same as italic. EM has a semantic meaning, a meaningful meaning of emphasized. There's also an I tag, which means italic. Now the I tag has a semantic meaning of something like some text that's set apart. So you would use an I tag semantically for situations where you have, for example, the name of a ship or a foreign word, something that we typographically usually italicize for a reason that it's set off typographically. Okay, so that's different than EM. So just because you want something to be italicized, say you're using the name of a boat, you wouldn't use the EM tag for that. You'd use the I tag that would make it italicized. And just because something is emphasized, you don't want it to necessarily always be italic. You might be tempted to use the I tag for something that's emphasized, but it's not the same thing. The I tag indicates something else. Furthermore, you don't always have your text that's emphasized italic. Have you ever seen a website where emphasized text is underlined or bolded or made a different color or made a different font size? There are different ways of doing this. So don't get confused about the default look the HTML gives it. Think about the semantics. So we've written some HTML and you see how this works. The EM goes around the part that is emphasized. So what this is doing is this word cloud is emphasized and everything else is not emphasized. If I wanted two words to be emphasized, I could drag this, cut, paste, and save. And now both of those words are emphasized. This is a cloud change. So both are emphasized. And let me go ahead and show you another tag. This right now is actually a paragraph. So let's mark it up as a paragraph. This is the P tag. And note that when you write in some contexts, Shift Edit will automatically give you the closing tag. So anything that's in here is a paragraph. Now we wanted it to go on this, so I'm going to cut this second closing part and go to the end of the line, hit return to go below, and then paste it. So now you see that from here, drag down to here, everything that's highlighted is a paragraph now, according to HTML. So when you save it and refresh, there's no change that you see, but the page semantically now has this meaning imbued into it. You've given it the meaning of this is a paragraph. This is going to improve your Google search ranking. It's going to make it more accessible to people who have different disabilities. It's going to make it more connected to the rest of the web. So you want to have this semantic meaning even when it doesn't look a certain way. Later we can come in with CSS and we can target paragraphs to make them look a certain way if we want. What I'm going to have you do is actually create in this same exact same thing here, the same hello.html or whatever file name you gave it. Don't create a new page yet. Just within this, what I want you to do is expand this page a little bit. I want you to give it a title, a heading, another paragraph, and a list of links to some of your classmate domains. Now don't get tripped up. This assignment is a little bit of a trick assignment. It's kind of like a trick question. I'm giving you an assignment and there's a part of this that you won't know how to do unless you already know how to do it from somewhere else. I haven't told you how to complete this completely yet. So when you get to the point where you have no idea how to do what I've just assigned you, don't worry about it. Just continue on. It'll make more sense to you when I explain it. If you've already tried it on your own and saw the need for why this is, than if you just hear it straight out from the beginning, from the outset. So this is a teaching tool I'm using to help you to remember and understand the reason that we do things a certain way. So don't get tripped up when you get to that point when you can't figure it out. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to expand this page a little bit. You're going to give it a title, which is the title for the entire page. Then you're going to give it a heading. And then below here, you're going to put another paragraph, and then list of links to classmate pages. So obviously you're going to find the links to your classmate pages in the project section. And furthermore, after you write up the content for this, you're also going to mark it up semantically. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to use these elements. So I'm not going to show you how to do this. I'm going to let you figure out how to use the H1 tag for a page heading. You already saw the paragraph tag for the paragraph. And then you're going to have the list item tag, which will denote that something is a list item. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video now and complete this little in-class session project. Don't get tripped up when you don't know how to do something. Just do everything you can, and then once you've done everything you can, unpause the video and continue.